Hi coloring friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show you another hair color combination. Today I'm using Pablo Pencils, and actually you never told me which pencils you would like me to see using when coloring hair. You just said you would love to see more hair color combinations or how I color hair, but if you like, just let me know which pencil brand you would like me to see used for hair. So I want to color this, I would say, like an orangey blonde hair for her. And yeah, this I want to show you today. Let me quickly introduce the colors to you. So this one is Orangish Yellow. And then I've got Hazel. Some of those names are quite difficult to read. Brown Ochre. And then I've got Cream for the highlights. Ochre to make it a little bit more yellowish. This one is Burnt Siena. And for the darkest shadows, I'm using Umber. So these are all the colors. I know these are quite many, but mainly I'm using only, I would say, those. Mainly I'm using those 5 colors, and the other 2 are really just for shadows, but I don't have that many shadows in this image here. So I think I will show you a little bit on this section of her braid here. And the first color that I'm using is the Orangish Yellow, and I'm doing a light layer with this pencil all over the hair, just so that it have a little bit of color to start with. So, and after that I will go in with Hazel and start to lightly shade. I'm going with some strokes and flicks here, and I'm applying a quite light pressure to start with. Because I don't want to get too dark from the beginning. I want to have full control, so to speak. And I'm just following the shadows that Mariola gave us here, so you know, this type of hair is actually quite easy to color. When we would color some hair without those lines here, then that would make things a little bit more complicated, so to speak, because then we have to actually think of shadows and highlights ourselves and implement all the beautiful strokes that makes it look hairy. I mean, as we are going in strokes, we are actually creating those. And what I found out, if you don't go for full color saturation, then you can create actually with this color combination even a quite nice, very blonde, light blonde hair color combination. It is just once they you get them to full color saturation, then this is more of a reddish brown, then it would come through, of course. That is actually the look that I'm heading here, that I'm trying to implement here on this page at the moment. But I think that the very light blonde hair also looks very nice. And then I would just go over with maybe a blender pencil like the Splendor Blender by Lura. This one I have to say I think is my favorite blending pencil. This section here is quite dark. I think I forgot to layer it with yellow. And yeah, what can I say? My own personal private Valentine's color-a-thon is just over. The only stupid thing is that I hadn't had a lot of time on this weekend to color, so I didn't get as much coloring done than I had expected that I could do. Now I'm going in with brown ochre, starting to shade a little bit more. I'm always starting, for example, here beneath one of those folds, so to speak. And then when I start to press and do my flick, I press a little bit harder and then I lift the pressure. So when I go towards the middle, I'm lifting my pressure up. This is how I'm doing those flicks actually. So I'm starting with a little bit more pressure to get it darker here at the end, and then lift it so that it really blends in nicely with the rest. So yeah, I was talking about my Valentine's color-a-thon. This page, by the way, I have started on the Valentine's color-a-thon. Yeah, I just hadn't had that much time in the end, so I couldn't spend so much time coloring, and therefore, obviously, I didn't get a whole lot done on the weekend. It even seems that now that the weekend is over, because I have a free week this week, so I've got some holiday that I have to take. It is the rest from last year, the rest days of 2021. I have to take them, so I do have some days off. It seems that now that the weekend is over, I even have a little bit more time, or at least I take myself a little bit more time, because as the weekend was not as relaxing as I thought it could be, and it was more stressful to me, I will just relax now a little bit more. Yeah, I don't have planned to travel. It is February. Where would I travel now? Even, you know, with the corona and everything still. But yeah, so I actually just enjoy to have some days off now, because we do have quite a lot of stress at work. We are missing some people. Already told you about it. So yeah, therefore it is very stressful, and I'm just happy actually to have some days off now and just relax a little bit and get some things done. But as I got more done on the weekend than I had planned to already, yeah, I think that I can take it easy now on the following days maybe. I also was feeling very crappy yesterday. I had a very bad headache, which comes from my neck. And thank you so much, Jasmine. I will check out the yoga exercises that you talked about. Today would be a good day to try them, because I'm trying to get better. Yesterday was that bad that I eventually had to lay down, because I'm always get very sick then. I get not only dizzy, but I don't know the word now. My stomach is getting all weird, and yeah, so it was. I tried to was heißt denn durchhalten? Yeah, I just tried to be strong the whole day, but then in the evening I just went to bed as soon as I possibly could, and yeah, that immediately helped me a little bit. I have to say, this helps me always quite a bit when I'm feeling so incredibly crappy. I just need some strong relaxation, and so that all my muscles can maybe relax a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, today I am feeling a little bit better. I still can feel that I have, that everything is quite tight. I'm very, still, it's still hurting. Everything is tense, or how would you say it? So yeah, it just would be the perfect day to try out some yoga exercises. But I'm also taking it easy today, because as I said, the last few days were with quite a bit of work, so to speak. I'm going in with the cream now, and I just want to, I'm going here in the highlights where I left them, and just coloring over them a little bit to really make them strong when we color over them, that they will actually stay as highlights, so to speak. Often I really don't know how to explain things, so that's actually one reason why I don't feel that comfortable filming too often, so to speak. But I'm trying my best here, and hopefully you can still see and learn what you want from this, what you expect from it. Really let me know which pencils you want me to do color combinations with. Is there a favorite one that you always use for hair? I can just say that I don't enjoy Prisma colors too much for hair, because for hair it is better if you have a harder pencil, a little bit harder at least, so that it keeps the point a little bit at least. And Prismas, you do like 2 or 3 strokes and then it is all blunt. And I do like Prismas for black hair though, or I also like to use Prismas for to combine with other pencils. I'm grabbing my Ochre now. I'm making it a little bit more yellowish now. I'm still applying actually a light to medium pressure here, and I'm not going in like everywhere, more in the shadow base actually, trying to implement a little bit more color there, and every now and then make a stroke down to the middle. And yeah, I also like to use Prisma for Hanalin hair, because on Hanalin hair I only do color blends, so I don't do flicks. And I also like to use it on Mystic Art Mirror's hair, because on Mystic Art Mirror's hair I also do the blended hair look. But yeah, for example, on Mariola Boudek images I always would use a harder pencil like Polychromos. I like to use a lot. This is actually my preferred pencil for doing hair. And I also like the Pablos quite a bit for hair. And yeah, just recently you saw that I did a color combination with the Derwent Lightfast. Those I don't use them very often for hair, but I wanted to try them, and I had this whip on which I had started to try out a red color combination, so this was more like a try out actually. Yeah, but my preferred pencils are actually Polychromos, to be honest. Those I use all the time when I color hair. And then my second favorite color, or my second favorite pencil, is actually the Pablos, I would say. With the more cheaper brands, for example Arteza or Castle Arts, those I also use for hair, but not that often. And yeah. I think luminance I never use for hair. Luminance are too soft for my taste, maybe for hair. I have tried out them once, and I think I lost maybe a big amount of my pencil, and as these are quite expensive, I rather not use the luminance pencils for hair, to be honest. So still have to try how much I like Castle Art Gold pencils, because these I got. Just one thing that I want to say, so if you would stop at this point, actually it looks like a very nice blondish hair, I would say, but not as reddish as, for example, here. You see the difference? So if you just would stop here, it already looks quite nice, I think. I mean, you could maybe implement a few more shadows, but yeah, you could leave it at this point actually, and it looks very nice. So now I will go in, implement a few more shadows before I do my second layer, and I'm going in with the burnt umber. And now I try to be careful, because this color is very brownish, and it's more like a red brown. I don't want to have it too much in here, but I'm just going in here in the darker parts. I'm using it with light pressure, not too dark or not too heavy pressure here. So the Castle Arts, I've got the Castle Arts quite new actually. Last year December, and I have used them so far to color a Hannah Carlson image. I like to try out pencils in either the the Maria Troller books or in the Hannah Carlson books, because we do have a decent paper quality there. And I also like to use them on more like flower scenes or plants. So I also like to use them, try them out on portraits, of course, but then I would try them out on printed PDF images. So I wouldn't go directly into a Amazon printed one, because the probability of failure is quite big. And when I try out pencils, obviously I want to have more like a successful feeling with them, so that I don't dislike them just because I wasn't able to use them on a cheap paper, on a bad paper quality. And you know, in the beginning you always have to get used to a pencil as well, find out how you can use it to his best properties, so to speak. And therefore I want to give it a fair chance and want to use a little bit of a decent paper quality. And I just love to start on a Hannah Carlson or Maria Troller page to check out those pencils. But I haven't tried the Castle Art Golds for skin yet, I have to say. There wasn't the time yet, or there wasn't the page that I wanted to color with them, because now at the start of the year I have colored a little bit more in my 10 books to finish. So and on these I like to use Prismacolors mostly, because I know Prismacolors always work quite nicely on the Amazon printed books. I have tried out actually the Castle Arts in one of the Christine Caran books, but just on a mushroom, because I had chosen a red color combination for coloring mushrooms, and then I just wanted to try out how it would lay down on the Christine Caran paper. And I was actually quite satisfied with it. It was okay. And I want to cover up those grayish lines here. So that's actually the one reason why I go over with so many colors and with more layers. Also because I really like saturated colors. I really like that. But the other reason is that I really want to cover up those grayish lines here. So now I'm going in with the darkest color, which is the Umber, but this one I really use just a teensy bit, just a little bit. This one is very dark, I have to say, a very dark color. So I want to have some shadow where those don't know the word now, but just really in the darkest parts here. And I don't do too many flecks here actually, because I'm using this one very sparingly. It's more like a shadow. Here on this corner it is actually quite dark, so like this. And now, and this actually still looks quite nicely, and I think, as with nicely I mean it looks still quite blondie, and I think that this impression is coming from those very light, almost white highlights here. I think this would have suited her also very well, but I will go in now with my second layer, so I'm using the Orangish Yellow and most of those colors now again to intensify actually the colors a bit, because now I have to get it matching the rest of the hair, obviously. Yeah, and here I'm making it a little bit more golden glowing, so to speak. Especially I'm also going over the shadows a bit. So you see that I'm almost using it just and coloring over it, so it's not really the flicks at this point. And then I go in with Hazel. So my main colors are the Orangish Yellow, the Hazel and the Brown Ochre. Those I do a second layer with. And maybe with the cream color to also increase the highlights a little bit. And you see that the Hazel is actually making it very reddish now. So, and the next color is brown ochre. And I think then it's most probably done. With brown ochre, I'm especially also blending out the dark umber that we had used a minute ago. So, and that's it actually. This is the hair color combination with the Pablo Pencils. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know if you consider trying it out. It would be fun to know if this video was helpful to you, and I hope that I will see you in my next video. Until then, happy coloring and bye!